Hi, everybody, and welcome. I'm so excited to be talking about LinkedIn Rank and have our guest, Bhavisha, here today with us. And I discovered this as we're fellow Microsoft student ambassadors at the gold level. And he just popped in, like, hey, this is my project. And I just fell in love with it. It is such a cool tool. And I spent a lot of time on LinkedIn, uh, as I encourage all of you to do as well, because it's a great place to build your professional profile for opportunities, as well as many people in my program are going towards credentialing like MVP or GDE within the Microsoft and Google ecosystems to be recognized technical experts. So whatever it is the goals that you have, whether that's for internships or new professional opportunities or just to expand your network, uh, we're going to go through that today and stick around to the end. We have a lot of other extra tips that we've both learned as we've become LinkedIn influencers. I also use a tool called Favicon, which has named me in the top 1% in the world for LinkedIn. So I thought that was kind of cool. But it has come from best practices. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So I turn it over to my guest.
So, hi everyone. My name is Bhavishya Singla. I'm Gold Microsoft Student Ambassador and creator of LinkedInRank.com. And yeah, I'm pretty excited. Philippa, thank you so much for this opportunity and for your audience as well who is listening to this video. Let's get started.
Fantastic. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and we'll start with making this as just practical as possible for what you need to do as a to get started with this tool. So what you're going to do is you're going to start with your LinkedIn profile, and when you go there, you will download your PDF. And so I'll just show you what mine looks like. So here we are at my profile, and we go here to resources, and you save your PDF, and then that downloads. So I've got that there, and then we'll go over to back here. I'm gonna go ahead and um, just go to LinkedIn Rank. And it is so fast and it is so insightful. And so we're gonna go over here. And so now I'm at LinkedIn Rank, and you have the opportunity to analyze your profile, and you just either clicking this, it will basically bring you down here. You can just scroll down, and then you upload that PDF that you just downloaded. And so we've got mine over here, and now it's going to analyze it. Now, when I started this, because we're going to see kind of something that I've already modified, it was actually really weak, and it showed a lot of the things that I was missing. Because I do a lot of posts and a lot of engagement, so I was thinking that I was fine. But what I was missing was actually revisiting what's actually in my profile as far as past experience. And what I wasn't realizing is that my resume and my LinkedIn profile really need to be one for one, especially because so many applications that I put out there all want me to direct them to my LinkedIn profile, and that they're not just looking for my posts or my number of followers or connections. What they're actually reading is those skills, those keywords, and what I actually did in my past roles or in my educational programs. So using this tool, I've now gotten myself up to 89 at the platinum tier, which is pretty cool out of the 100. But I'm still missing some things. And it just gives you an amazing analysis. So you can see who I am as a geospatial security analysis analyst and developer. And it's pretty happy with my headline. And we'll come down to my about has improved, but I can still add more to my experience. And it's still pretty mad about my skills. And I understand why, because I am someone who has completely changed industries and has been in an academic life, but I had not gone back and refreshed my past experience to pull out what those skills are that I want to take forward into my new experience. So there's still a lot of gaps. Like, it still thinks that a lot of my terms are either repetitive or generic, or just not as useful as they could be. And then it comes back here, which is very helpful, to what it wants me to do. It wants me to refine my skills section and make sure that the words that I'm using align with my headline and with the opportunities that I'm moving myself towards. And then they want my experience descriptions to show more impact. And again, it's now giving me even more tips that one of my 12 roles lacks a description. My skills don't clearly match what I say that I do. And so it wants to show a trajectory of my experience, but I'm good with my headline. And then this is the coolest part. You now get an opportunity to take your prompts and you take all of that advice, and now here it gives you a prompt that you can just copy straight into the LLM, and you can also save it as a PDF. So you have those options, and then using those in actually, I think because I've saved it before, I'm just going to save it again. And so I now have um, the optimized version. And so we'll go ahead and um, bring that into an LLM, and we can now see kind of how it will work from there. Now, you can use your favorite LLMs, but now the difference is if you're using a free version, they may not have the paperclip where you can upload so it can see what you see. So it is preferable if you have a version. Now, if you're a student, you can get Copilot through M365. So I would highly recommend that you do that. And now I'm coming over to my ChatGPT, and I'm pasting in that prompt, and I've uploaded that profile analysis, and let's see what happens. And so, okay, so now it's coming in with a full engineered rewrite of things I can do to make it even better. And it's giving me different options so I can get some ideas. Also giving me an opportunity to sort of rewrite my whole about section and the roles. And again, making that it closer to the one-to-one with my actual resume. Now, other hacks that I could do that would make this even stronger is if I uploaded my real resume, so it has that information. If I went ahead and uploaded the job description for the job or jobs that I was going for, so it kind of knew what the keywords were and knew what the roles were. It would also make it stronger if I could go through and download anybody's PDF on LinkedIn. So if there are people who have roles that you're excited about and have careers that you want to move towards, you can also upload their PDF here and say, model or take some ideas from them that obviously are true for you, but those skills or it could even show you where the gaps are. What are some certifications you need to get or some experience you need to add? So the more you can ground it with not only who you are, but where you're going, and it can still kind of be true. There, to me, that's like super exciting. So that is my little tour of LinkedIn Rank. But you are the creator of it, so I'm going to turn the stage over to you.
So it took a lot of time to create this tool, and it started with my passion of like LinkedIn. I'm very much obsessed with LinkedIn as a platform, and always thinking of ways that how I can help my juniors and me as well personally. And LinkedIn is one of the things that recruiters actually see. And in my college or university, you can say, placement season is going to begin. So I actually wanted to help them, and so I just created it and see, and it is actually helping them. A lot of students has like personally came to me and say thank you so much that you have created this tool, and it has actually helped me a lot in improving my LinkedIn.
Oh, it's helping me enormously. And especially, I'm in a unique situation because a graduate student. I've had a career, gone back to school, and now I'm starting a new career. But what I'm finding is that my first career didn't go away. I'm actually building on top of it. And it's creating something that has never existed before. And therefore, I have been given the opportunity to create my own role. and and been given sort of all of the information about what it will take to sell it internally to create that role for myself. But it means that I have to be stronger. I have to be the best at this unique thing that doesn't exist. And so it's on one level, it's not so much that I have to be the can't be the best at something that doesn't exist because if you're the only one, but you really have to prove that you're the best in the two categories that you're combining.
Totally.
And so having this at my in my toolkit to me is amazing. And to know that I can really position myself as and to me, like, just full disclosure on what those things are that I'm creating is I am someone who has been studying geospatial analysis and data science and geospatial intelligence. But I come from an entertainment and media background. So here we are on YouTube. And so my goal is actually to be an influencer in those very technical scientific spaces. And I met last week with somebody from the NGA and was saying, I want to be a GeoInt influencer. And she was looking at me on day one, like, what is that? I've never heard of that. And then by day two, she was like, yeah, I get it. You are the perfect person for that. Go for it. Do it. You got my full support. And so that is, it means anyways, having a tool like this gets you to really showcase and demonstrate your skills and see yourself in ways that also I actually had sort of more of an informal interview, but having worked on it because I'd had my previous score when I first started was in the 60s, and then having worked on it and then had that conversation, it gave me so much more to bring to that conversation.
Hmm.
And I actually had two friends who were having interviews, and I said, "Here, work on this," and they had the same experience. Just by working on it, it better prepares you for an interview.
Appreciate it. And okay, now let's talk about some tips and tricks for people
Yes.
who are watching, right?
Yep.
Would you like to go first?
So there's the influencer part of it, which to me is the community part. And that I think both of us have really well. I've just kind of tipped over and crossed into the 10,000 followers, and you're already at 16,000 followers. So that part of like how do you grow from no influence to some influence and beyond is to be present on the platform and engage and just celebrate your own wins, especially if they include others, and just have joy in celebrating others and their success. And whether you do that through likes, through comments, everybody in the student ambassador program pretty much knows if they tag me, I will repost their post. And so I'm often tagged with alongside all the leadership who works at Microsoft. And I'm just a student, but they all know that I will engage with their posts, and so I'm always included. Um, and then I always, as you grow, like how do you know you're in a community? And it's the people you know each other. So when you follow somebody or make a connection request, oftentimes they'll see how many people you know in common, and then they say, "Oh, she belongs" or "He belongs." They're part of that community. So that is another tip: is to lean into the people you know in real life. And the follow feature is great because they don't have to connect with you. But most people who follow might follow you back, and also be rigorous about following people back who follow you. And also, I regularly check who's viewed my profile, and oftentimes will just give them a follow. So those are some of my tips. But it's about regularly posting. It's about being joyful, being celebratory, and knowing that we're all here to be in this together.
Cool. Okay, now let's talk about what you are actually posting and how you can improve it. Most of students and people nowadays use LLMs to create their LinkedIn post. And we always see that, hey connections, hey people, that kind of post. And it becomes obvious that it is written by AI. So this tip I'm sharing, you can use it for LinkedIn as well as other things as well. Let me share my screen. Is it visible?
Mhm.
So you have to search on Google or any other platform, and you can search for signs of AI language Wikipedia. And this is a Wikipedia page which include all the information that on how AI writes, that it uses long dashes, what kind of verbs it use, and etc. So what you have to do, you just copy all of this, Control A, Control C, and paste it in any other docs, and you can save that as a PDF. As I pasted it, and I will save it. And whenever you are creating anything or creating any post, what you can do, you can just go to,
Yeah, just sorry, you're okay.
just a minute. So as you can see, I have downloaded it, and you can go to any other LLM tool and paste it, and then tell it that do not write like that. It will understand.
One of the things I've noticed recently is because oftentimes I'll say no M dash, and then what it does is it removes all hyphens between words that need hyphens. So now I've had to extend my prompt saying no M dashes and make sure to include hyphens between words.
Hmm. Yes, but it keeps that in mind, like not to use long dashes, but normal dashes, they're good to go. So as I have created account,
Now you have your own GPT, right? We're going to talk about this too.
yes. Okay, now we have uploaded signs of AI writing.md or PDF file, and you can just tell GPT that keep this in mind whenever you are writing anything or uploading anything in future, and it will keep that in mind, and it will give you results which does not look like they are generated by AI. Hope that helps.
That's great. I love that. That's yeah, and I think that's a really good tip. Now you all have your own GPT. Do you want to show that to us for a second?
Can you share the screen for that one?
You need to. Can you drop in our chat where I go to do that? And then, but yeah, you can make all sorts of really cool adjustments for that. Um, Actually, while you're looking that up, I can take a. Let's say, oh, there it is. Okay, let's do this.
And all of these steps, if you do not want to do any of that, you can just go to like the link which is pinned in comments and description, and you can just go to that particular GPT. It has all these files already uploaded in it. So whenever you are generating something, it will already know that okay, I do not have to use this kind of language.
Okay, so here we are.
So
Okay,
it has
so
already this PDF embedded in this GPT itself.
should I be using the LinkedIn prompt, and should I
Yes,
use
yes.
my? Okay, so then and we're gonna add uh, what I've already downloaded. Okay, and I'll make sure that this is in the description. Okay, it's building it out. There it is. Okay. Now, how different is this going to be from the one I did on my own? Is this going to be better because it doesn't have the AI writing?
It is going to be much more better. Like this GPT does not like, it includes the AI part as well, that how not to write like AI. Plus, it has tips and tricks on how to actually write an interesting piece of content. It like I have gone through a lot of stuff, some books and YouTube videos, and how people actually, how great people have made their speeches, right? I've collected
Hmm.
all of that information and combined them, put that into this GPT.
Amazing. I love these little tips, how I could actually take my name and extend it into geospatial or GeoAI. And that I can also, because we saw that earlier that it was screaming at me, it was quite mad about my skills, but it actually gives me the answers of like what skills I should be putting in there that will completely align with my headline and my profile and the professional direction that I'm going. So that's amazing. So it's not just telling me I have a problem, but it's very specific on how I fix that problem. And so now I can go back through my old work that I've done and look for where this fits, and um, that can be easily done. So I'm super excited about that. Yeah, I love this. And I also want to share while we're at it, as we wrap this up. This is another tool that I use regularly, and it's been really helpful to grow as a creator. And so they have these tiers. So I'm now at tier 6. Um, your big companies and big brands and huge influencers are all kind of in the 1, 2, and 3, and it ranks everybody. So they don't have to sign up for this program. If they have any social media presence anywhere, it's tracking them. And so I'm here over at tier 6. So it's ranking, putting me as a rising star on social media. And I have a few more points to go to get to tier 5, which is kind of where I should be kind of within the month. And then I'll be working my way up to tier 4. But it's really helpful to have a very concrete path and sort of knowing how you're doing. So you can tell I'm super strong on LinkedIn. Okay, on Twitter X, but I have more to do, and not really spending quite as much time here on these other channels. With Substack, it counts with followers, but not any of the other engagement metrics. And then you can see perhaps I'm a little too outspoken politically, and so it's kind of giving me some guidance to kind of dial that down. But generally speaking, I'm brand safe. I'm very positive. I have strong engagement and strong activity, and I specifically have moderate growth because I've been cleaning a lot of my accounts and getting rid of bots and inactive users. So it doesn't look very happy with me, but I know ultimately I'll have stronger engagement and that will start to grow again. And then this is where it showed me that I am actually in the top 1% worldwide, top 3% in the United States, and then also a leader in data science across all platforms. Um, for so in the top 500 worldwide and in the top 100 in the United States. So I thought that was kind of pretty cool since that's the direction I'm going. And again, gives you stats for like all of your social media, and so you can see how you're doing, and then it shows you your growth, and you can see kind of where I've been cleaning out accounts, and so that's it. So that's the Favicon platform, and there's so much more to it, but it just is a great way of putting out just like understanding where you fit. And there's so much more detail that you can sort of explore about your brand, your voice, your audience, kind of who you are and where you fit into the ecosystem, and what your niche is. And with that, I'm gonna stop sharing. And I think we we covered a lot of ground. So I hopefully these tips that you have. I also really love. I'll reiterate it. The tip that sometimes LinkedIn wants people to stay on the platform, and so with the algorithm, sometimes if you're really looking for a little bit of a wider reach, don't put your link in the post. Come back and add it in the comments. So things we're learning. I also know that either liking or commenting on your own post. I had a post that said that I completed one of my law school certificates, and it was crickets. Like nobody said anything. I was like kind of sad about that. Like I worked hard for that, and I kind of wanted to celebrate that. And it would took about 2 weeks, and a director from my program, because they were tagged in it. It was around the holidays, so I can understand why like people were quiet. Anyways, he commented on it and liked it, and then suddenly the algorithm picked it up, and within a week, it had 50 engagements. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that it how other people engage does matter, and so sometimes you can also sort of nudge it along with your, just because it is tracking who is engaging and who is not and things like that. So but I do love tagging other people because again that just gets their reach and their engagement, and so I do think that idea of sort of mutual celebration is a big part of it. And then
I
I'm
have
also
one
an artist.
question.
Oh, go for it.
Yeah. So like I was just thinking that what tips I can give, more tips, and while we connect with people, right? Or whenever we are commenting something, is my screen visible? So basically, I wanted to interact with someone else. So what I did was the person was saying that we should use street dogs and should use something like this for marketing and branding. What I did, I generated an image using Gemini and posted it here. That like this, and, and it got a lot of impressions, right? So it's really cool way that you can interact with other posts as well. You just have to go on and generate, and in comments you can attach posts and other things. Sometimes you can also include memes as well, like this. I generated this post about LinkedIn rank only, and in it, in under my own post only, I posted this, that bro, it's Valentine's Day. What you are doing today? Big plans. Date? Yeah, with Google. Google posting my SEO win at 11 p.m. So like something like this, you can go, and it will give you great impressions and likes as well. And just to
I
give,
definitely don't take advantage of that, and that is amazing. Because yeah, I know that commenting helps, but I love that you can make commenting so engaging and make it so that that comment really has a lot of reach and visibility. And I love what you did with the dog with LinkedIn Rank. That's so perfect,
yes,
and that's great. And I just encourage everybody. So it is linkedinrank.com, and it is a free tool and will give you just so many insights. And then you marry that to your favorite LLM. And but also, and it'll be pinned in the description below, if you are, using ChatGPT, using that particular GPT that's already preloaded to make sure there's no AI writing, and it's just absolutely trained just sort of for great optimization. I know that's the one I'm going to be using to do my next iteration, because I want to get my score well past 89. I'm gonna keep going until it's very happy with me, and and then I know that the employers or the opportunities that I reach out to will also be more happy with me because it's going to make more sense, and
yes,
it all kind of ties together because nobody in any job that I'm going for really cares that I've ever done film production. But what they do care is that I have leadership, communication, teamwork, and the technical skills for the jobs that I'm applying for. So that is wonderful. All right, we're going to wrap it up here. Thanks, everybody. If you have any questions, comments about LinkedIn, we're here to answer them. So just put them in the chat, and we'll make sure our comment section. And love to hear your tips or your biggest takeaways. And look forward to seeing what you do with LinkedIn Rank, with Favicon, and just with growing your own influence.